I have way too many cars. I have to get rid of some of them, and I'm gonna update you on all of the other ones. I think we're up to like 25 cars, which is ridiculous, and a lot of new developments have happened, including my Honda CR-V giveaway, which if you guys watched the last video, you knew right at the end, the radiator blew up, leaked coolant everywhere, and now it is time. It is time to replace the radiator. I thought I set this up to just yank out with one hand because that'd be really cool, but I didn't. There's stuff in the way. Get out of here, radiator. There's an AC line in the way. Oh man, this is a total fail, guys. I thought I was gonna yank this right out. It's gonna be awesome. Just getting the right to work in the intro of an update video. That did not work out for me. Okay, I give up. All right, I'm gonna get this fan out of the way. There we go. And right after I fix this car, I am gonna pick someone randomly from Instagram or Facebook, and I'm gonna give it to them right in this video, like soon. This isn't gonna take me that long. Get out of here, AC line, bam. All right, we got our bad radiator out. Now you guys know I'm keeping score of how much I've put into this. My goal was to keep the entire project under $2,000, which we were at like 1,800 and something in the last video. We'll pop that up on the screen. And then this was 85 bucks shipped. So we're still gonna be under the $2,000 unless something else breaks. Yeah, that's not going the best. All right, we're gonna try and hold this with a screwdriver. Okay. All right, I'm just grinding the head of the bolt right off so we don't damage the fan. Getting there. Well, things got a little smoky, but she's free. She's free. So now we can install our fan on the new radiator. I installed all new hardware for the fan, so this guy's ready to go in. All right, radiator going in. Here we go. Is it gonna go in nicely? Yeah, yes. Haha, it's in. All right, let's start hooking up all of our hoses. We'll be good to go. Fans are tight. I just filled this thing up with coolant, so I'm glad that broke on me. Now, this Honda should be good to go for the rest of time. Just kidding, no guarantees. Fires right up. Oh yeah, she's back. She's back. Woo! This thing runs so good. Before we pick a winner, you see this red light here? It's indicating that our maintenance is required. To reset that, check this out. You stick the key in here, and it turns to green. That's the easiest maintenance reset thing ever. Anyway, let's pick a winner. Let's see who's gonna get this thing right now, and then hand them the keys and the title. It's a few days later. I made the post on Instagram and Facebook. Literally, this is the giveaway post, and that is what everybody had to comment on. So you had to follow me on both platforms and comment on either, but now we have to pick a winner from one of the platforms. So we are gonna take a part of my Cyclone engine that holds in the lifters. Instead of flipping a coin, we gotta do something car related. So F for Facebook and I for Instagram. Here we go, here we go. Which one are we picking the winner from? Oh, Facebook. Facebook, look at that. All right, let's see, on Instagram, we had 20,500 comments. And let's see what we have on the old book of face. All right, this is the post right here. We have 11,600 comments. So we're gonna click on these and we're gonna do this super official like. I'm literally just gonna scroll. I'm gonna scroll like that. I'm gonna go nuts. There's so many, literally 11,000 comments. We're gonna do one of these. We're gonna keep scrolling. I'm literally just gonna keep going in no particular order. And I'm just gonna point. I'm gonna point to someone and that is the winner. So I'll just keep going here. It's like every time I get to the bottom of the screen, it's gotta load. So I wanna load these all up. So then that way we can kind of go back and just pick one at random. All right guys, I have been scrolling for what seems like forever. I made it all the way down. Now I'm just kind of mixing it up. I have no idea where we are in this. But yeah, thousands of comments. I'm just gonna pick one right now, and this person is gonna win the CR-V. I'm gonna point at it, bam. Okay, hang on a second. It was that guy. I'm not friends with him, so I can't see a whole lot, but he's a male in Chicago. Get out of here. He is a fireman? Get out of here, that'd be so cool. I mean, I gotta mess with him, right? I always do this on the other giveaways. All right, hi John, what should I say? Should I tell him I'm calling him about his extended warranty on his Honda CR-V? Let's do that. Yeah, I'll tell him it expired. because it's expired. There's no warranty, John. Good luck. All right, I'll send him my goofy message. It's a couple of days later, and it was actually kind of difficult to get a hold of John, so I knew he was a fireman. Turns out he's a retired fireman. I messaged a bunch of my fireman friends. They didn't know who he was, but they messaged a bunch of other firemen, and it was just a big, just all the city firemen, all 5,000 of them got together. I'm just kidding. We got his number. So anyway, I called him. He called me last night, and he is outside right now. So let's go get him. I think there's more than one John. I think there's some sons involved. I don't know. Hey, hey! Hey, how's it going? What's up, guys? How are you?
How are you?
All right, we got John.
John?
Matt, all right, that's easy. Awesome, good to meet you guys.
You too.
Come on in. All right, guys, there you go. Your very own Honda CR-V. So hold on, so I know when I called you, you said you didn't make the comment, but your son did, right? Or something? Or did they made you make the comment, or what was the deal?
I did it on Facebook, but then he said, you gotta do 2 social medias. I said, okay, put it on my Instagram, so I gave him the phone. I had to do my Instagram.
Right, okay. So hold on, so who watches the show?
That's me.
That's you, okay. I could tell right away when I was talking to him he doesn't watch the show. It's one of his sons like coaxed him into this.
But I like what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So you're a retired fireman?
Yes.
Right? And then are you guys firemen too?
No.
No, okay. I saw the one picture. Who's in the picture?
Matthew.
Okay.
They just came by for a visit.
I did some serious like Facebook stalking to figure this out because I'm like, someone's got to answer me. I got to give this thing away.
I wasn't sure if it was you or not. So put that thing on Facebook, like watch out for scammers.
There's a lot of scammers.
My dad didn't realize you friend requested him.
Right.
So when I got the message and he didn't, I'm like, oh, why is he messaging me but not him first?
Yeah, there are a lot of scammers, guys. So if I'm doing a giveaway, it's literally going to be my voice calling you, or in this case, messaging you to call me, but I'll never ask for social security numbers, bank account information. Unfortunately, I've had subscribers that have sent money to people to pay the taxes, or I literally give money with the cars too, so don't fall for that. But were you guys still in doubt on the way here?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, here she is. You literally get a car, a clean title, and the keys, and you can drive off into the sunset. That's literally it. So
awesome.
in this case, you don't have to buy anything. Okay, so hang on. Whose car is this going to be now?
Probably his.
His? Okay. And then are there more brothers?
Yeah, we got our brother in high school getting his license in May, so.
Okay, that's what you'd mentioned. Okay, so this will probably eventually just go to him.
4 boys.
Okay. Cool. So first car for your youngest?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay. Awesome. This is literally exactly what this should be. So if you saw any of the videos, I still categorize it as a beater because there's some rust and it's obviously not cosmetically perfect, but it's actually like really nice. I mean, like,
drives?
yeah, it runs and drives great. I rebuilt like the whole top end of the engine. We did do the bigger tires, no lift though. So the pinion angle and all the angles are good. And yeah. We gotta, let's see where the keys at.
I was wondering if this had like a Bluetooth.
Yeah, well, I put a brand new radio in there. So yes, it has Bluetooth, Android, Auto, Apple
CD.
CarPlay, no CD. Yeah, sorry. They don't do that anymore. Like, you know, here you go, fire it up. I mean, it had a CD. I think the old radio had a CD. You don't want the old one though, trust me. This new one's nice. Fires right up. Have you guys ever owned a Honda before?
No.
No, first Honda. They're very reliable.
I can see by the mileage.
This bad boy's barely broken in. It's got another 250 left in it.
Yeah, let's hope so.
No guarantees.
That'd be nice. Taillight warranty?
Yeah, exactly. Less than that. Whatever. If there can be less than a taillight warranty, it's that. It's you got a free car warranty. But no, see, she's in good shape. I've did my whole normal package, which I've done all the maintenance on it, all the big repairs and stuff like that. So
We're
cool.
car guys kind of too, so.
Oh, good. Do you guys have anything right now? Like, what do you got?
86 IROC.
No way. Wait, that's you got an 86?
Yeah, I have an 86 IROC.
Very nice. How long have you had that?
About 2.5 years now.
Okay, cool. Anything done to it?
No, it's all stock.
Okay.
The
Beautiful.
previous owner put on some suspension components, but it's nothing crazy or anything.
Yeah. I'm into that era, if you know.
Oh, yeah.
I have one too.
You got an IROC too?
No.
Oh, what do you got?
64 Malibu
Oh, cool.
SS.
Very nice. All right, so you started all this.
I had a 70 Chevelle in high school.
Okay.
So.
Nice. Yeah, my first car was an '88 Trans Am GTA.
Yeah, I watched their interview with Suryanko.
Oh yes, yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm catching up.
All right, thank you. We got a new subscriber.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Well, wait till you guys see the video on how I picked you. I literally just scrolled on the thing and I closed my eyes and I pointed.
How many people was this?
I don't remember. Yeah, it was like 20,000 comments or something. It was a lot.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Don't happen. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys. You cannot pay me. Get out of here. I'm not taking that money. Donate it to charity. Unless this is some kind of cool like $2 bill money that I can give my kids. Oh, yes. All right, I'll take that. I will take $1.
I'll give you a penny. I don't have any.
That's awesome. We'll put that on the bill of sale. How about that? Clean title. Here you go.
Thank you.
That's all yours. And yeah, you guys are off.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
I didn't even know how to get the window down. I didn't know where the window.
Yeah, they're all over the place. There's a lot to get used to on the Honda. I didn't know either. All right, here she is. They're driving away. I know this, I know that window doesn't work. Oh wait, your dad's not driving? He's driving the Suburban?
Driving Suburban.
Ah, okay, okay. Well, hey, it was great to meet you guys.
Great meeting you too.
Enjoy the car.
Nice meeting you.
Tell your little brother I said congratulations.
Yes, we will.
All right, sounds good. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you.
See ya. All right, we're saying goodbye to our little red Honda. Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, have a great day. Tell your son I said congratulations on his new first car and definitely send us some pictures.
I will.
All right, John, see you later. All right, super nice, guys. And coincidentally, we have another vehicle that's getting picked up that kind of looks like the CR-V. Bye, CR-V. And by kind of, I mean, not really at all. It's my 2002 Mercedes-Benz G500, the G-Wagon. Ah, there's the shipper. He passed the shop. We'll go drive it over to him, but this thing is sold. So I sold this for $29,500. So we definitely made a little bit on this one. It was a good flip. We had like this dust storm. I cleaned this and now it's all dirty, but it's gonna get dirty on the transport anyway. But I did have my guys over at Mako and Waukegan repaint the fenders because the clear was failing just on the fenders. And then if you guys were around for the G-Wagon videos, you know I did a bunch of work on this. We had some crazy diagnostics going on with the locking differential system. It took me a while to figure it out, but we got it. And then in typical legit street cars fashion, we fixed pretty much everything else. So this thing had about 50 warning lights on before. And look at that. No malfunction, fires right up. Kind of sad, it's the last time we're driving the old G-Wagon, but I will have another one of these at some point. I want a 2010, 2011 G55, basically the last vehicle to get the M113K engine, and I think the best G-Wagon. All right, so there's the shipper. He's about to put those ramps down, but I don't think we need the ramps. I think I could just go for it. Just kidding. This guy's looking at me like, you're crazy. All right, so the driver's taking a bunch of pictures. That's what they do. That's what you want them to do. Don't want any issues with damage. And then I actually make a little walk around video for all the cars that I sell before it goes on the transport. So there's no, surprises or any damage or anything. So if you guys ever buy one of my cars, you'll get an unlisted video like this that says, hey Steve, here is your G-Wagon getting on the truck. I'm gonna show you every little nook and cranny so you know that it wasn't damaged when it left here in Chicago. So then they get an unlisted private YouTube video from me that is only for them. The G-Wagon is as good as gone. Goodbye, G-Wagon. Let's get back to the shop and I'll update you on, well, a lot of other cars. All right, well, with the CR-V gone, let's move on to a car that's basically just like the CR-V. And that would be my 2020 AMG GTR. Me and Max took this to the Chicago Auto Show and we met up with Sung Kang. He's got a new movie coming out called Drifter. And we went to the Drifter movie after party. We had this inside of a warehouse. It was the coolest place ever. And it was totally dry out. And just in the 3 hours that we were in the warehouse, it decided to snow an inch and then stop. So I had to drive this home in the slushy, salty snow. It was horrible. Okay, well, this is gonna suck. But luckily we have the detail bay here at Legit Street Quarters. So I'm getting everything underneath. We're gonna blast all this salt right off. Foam cannon time. Oh yeah, we're gonna clean this guy right up. Looks like an evil, snake eye or something right now. All right, scrub-a-dub. Carbon fiber roof on this thing. Sweet. The GTR is all rinsed off. Gigantic drying towel time, one swipe, and simply dry. Look at this beautiful carbon fiber. And speaking of the gigantic drying towel, there's only a couple days left where that will get you double your entry points to win my beautiful GLS 63 AMG plus $5,000 cash. These drying towels sell out quickly because they simply do the job of absorbing every bit of water on your car in seconds, meaning that you can dry your entire car in just a few minutes. So not only are you gonna get an amazing product, but you're gonna get double the entry points to win the GLS. And if you already have a drying towel, we're gonna make the LSC license plates a double point multiplier, meaning that if you pick up a license plate, it's gonna double the points to anything else you buy on the entire website. This is over in a couple of days, so definitely take advantage. The GLS is mostly done, but I do have a couple of little things left. I wanna replace all 4 tires, and we're also gonna get this tuned by my guys at Ben's house as well. But other than that, I've done all the maintenance and repair to make this as reliable as possible. And after a mini detail, this thing looks so good. So I cannot wait for one of you guys to win it. Anyway, I'll drop a link down below, LegitStreetCars.com, if you want to pick something up and enter to win the GLS. But man, with this thing all cleaned up, I just cannot get over the solar beam yellow metallic paint. I think it looks so good, but this car did not look like this originally. It was sitting in an auction lot in Atlanta, and it sat there for about 3.5 years abandoned by Mercedes-Benz USA. I never found out exactly why they waited 3.5 years to finally allow the auction to sell it, but they did, and I bought it. And if you guys saw the rest of the series on this car, you know that it was supposed to have a bad engine, but long story short, it didn't have a bad engine, and we ended up modifying it and tuning it to about 750 horsepower. I'm a huge fan of the AMG GTR. It runs and drives beautifully, but I still have to replace the dash. This curled up while I was sitting in the sun, which it does make for a good little track for my mini AMG GTR. And I just haven't done the dash yet. It's a big project. I printed out all the instructions. I did buy the dash from Mercedes, which retails for over $6,000. I got it for about $5,000. Still a ton of money, but upholstery shops wanted like $3,800, and they said they couldn't guarantee it would match. I'm like, I'm not messing around with this car. So I have to do the dash. Other than that, it's ready to enjoy. Something that's not ready to enjoy is my GMC Cyclone. So this one has the engine out of it, which is all the way over here, completely bare. The Cyclone is in really good shape outside of the engine. It wasn't put back together properly when it was rebuilt. I had intentions of just replacing gaskets and fixing leaks, and then as I dug deeper, I found that the camshaft was wiped out, the cam bearings were wiped out, and just so much more. I do have something on the way to remedy this situation, so you guys are gonna have to stay tuned for a future video on that, but I am definitely fixing the Cyclone engine. It is going to be perfect. I'm also fixing all sorts of other things, so I got lots of boxes of parts, like a brand new headliner and so much more to make this thing just absolutely perfect. We're gonna be restoring the engine bay as well. In the previous Cyclone video, I had painted everything that you see when you pop the hood, and I can't wait to put these on the new engine. A car that will forever be in every single update video because I'm never selling it is my 2001 Turbo Trans Am WS6. Most of you know the story, but I bought this when I was 18 years old, about 3 days after I had graduated from tech school in Laramie, Wyoming, and at that time, during the 1 year of trade school, this was my sole motivation in getting straight A's. I said, if I graduated with good grades and got a good job, which I did with Mercedes-Benz of Chicago downtown, that I was going to buy an LS1 Trans Am WS6 6-speed manual, and that's exactly what I did. I bought this with 12,000 miles. It was only 18 months old. And after nearly 2.5 decades, which is insane, I've had every nut and bolt out of this car. It's been through so many different setups. It currently has a really big oilless and waterless turbo, forged 6-liter LS, makes about 1,000 crank horsepower. It was originally a 6-speed manual, but I swapped it over to an automatic with a trans brake, which is sitting right here next to my bathroom. Because I miss driving stick so much, I went back to the 6-speed manual, and now it's on the Terminator X. In the last Trans Am episode, OJ and I embarked on a mission to drive this car to Holly LS Fest in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So I installed the entire Holly system. OJ did an amazing job on a fully custom exhaust system. And then my guys over at VFC Performance made me my dream wheels. I'd always envisioned a throwback to the 2nd gen Trans Am. So they made me a gold snowflake wheel that fits the car perfectly. It did break down a couple times on this trip, but we made it and it was a blast. And up next for the Trans Am is mostly a bunch of suspension upgrades, and then we have to tune this on the dyno, and then it's ready to cruise for the summer. When people ask me what's my favorite car in the fleet, it's this one. You guys are gonna see this in a few days, and as of the filming of this update video, I haven't even started, but it's in place. This is my 2005 GMC Sierra. If you guys saw the other Sierra videos, I'm not sure if you caught it. I may have only mentioned it once, but this is called a Quadrasteer. Again, I probably forgot to mention this, but this has 4-wheel steering, which was a super rare option. They only made these trucks for 3 years with this option. And then the next time that a GMC truck had all-wheel steering was for the Sierra EV and the Hummer EV, which I guess I could update you on that right now. This is my leased Sierra EV, and it's electric. And that's about it, honestly. It's just, it's a daily driver, and I just plug it in when I get to work, and it uses a bunch of electricity, but it saves me a little bit in gas, and I enjoy it. It's a good daily. And it allows me to not drive this in the salt, because this thing is from Georgia, and although it is the shop truck and it's gonna be the tow rig and everything, I don't have to use it in the winter because of the electric truck. So that thing is out there just getting all salted up and destroyed, so this thing doesn't have to be, and I think it's worth it just for that. Okay, I'm kind of kidding, but not really, but this Sierra, it looks absolutely mint because it is. I had this thing completely stripped down and painted by my guys over at Mako in Waukegan, Illinois, and man, did they do an amazing job. So these fender flares used to be a black plastic. We had those paint paint matched. And then these have the wider composite bed. So this is a plastic bed that doesn't rust out, and it is specific to the Quadrasteer. But yeah, they painted everything. I gave it a little bit of a lift with our Nitto Ridge Grappler tires. My guys over at HID Projectors did our custom headlights as well. Definitely not getting rid of the Sierra. I love this thing, and we have plans for it, which you're gonna see literally in a couple of days if you're watching this when it comes out on a Wednesday. The following Saturday video is on this, and I'm gonna start on it today, and it's under the hood, and it's gonna be awesome. I got a lot of GMCs in my fleet, and this is definitely one of my favorites. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Cyclone and the Sierra, they're all my favorites. This is my 1992 GMC Typhoon. I bought this out of a garage in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. It did not run at all. And then I kind of got it to run in this random garage in the middle of a forest, but it took a ton of work and it didn't run very well. I gave it dozens and dozens of LSC man hours to restore this car and get it to run absolutely perfect and to restore the entire engine bay. And then of course I modified it and we tuned it on the dyno, and now it's an all-wheel drive launch monster. The Typhoon is lowered, and I did these beautiful custom wheels and gigantic bare brakes. This has 6 piston brakes all the way around. I also installed bigger sway bars, so this is a proper sport truck now. It handles great. It was at Mako Waukegan at the same time as the Sierra, so I did a paint correction, added all of the red decals, and really just completed the look. I fixed the air bolsters in the seats, cleaned up the interior, added a bazooka tube in the rear, and this guy fires right up, runs beautifully, and is just waiting for there not to be any salt on the road so I can drive it. But something else that I did is I swapped out the exhaust with a retro exhaust system. So the old exhaust was just a little crusty looking, not fitting of this vehicle, and I didn't like the tailpipe at all. So now we have a more proper looking tailpipe in the back. And this is what the new exhaust system looks like. So this is actually an aftermarket exhaust from the 90s that I picked up used. This is what everybody was running back in the day, and it was in such nice shape I couldn't resist. And now it sounds like this. So it's not super loud. These turbo V6s are just kind of like that, but I think it sounds great. And it definitely looks the part as well. I'm dying to cruise this. The Typhoon's not going anywhere. Next isn't a car, it's my trailer. So this is my all aluminum Mission trailer. It's doing great. We added a spare tire right here. I had a blowout once and I didn't want to run into that situation again. And now we have this guy, this super cheap electric jack that works great. We added a toolbox as well, and that's it. It just sits here waiting to trailer something, and it sits right next to my Volkswagen Golf R, which I haven't driven in many, many months. Still looks really good though. But I bought this car at an auction in Boston, and my friend Rich went to check it out before I flew out to Boston to try and fix it. And yeah, it had some issues, mostly with a gigantic hole in the oil pan. I flew to Boston with my nephew with high hopes of fixing it, but that did not happen at all. We ended up having to fly back, but we could not get this engine to run after fixing the hole in the oil pan until I flew back out there again, and my friend Joe helped me out big time and figured out that we had an issue with one of the camshafts. It had actually spun, and this was likely due to the fact that the auction ran it with no oil in it, and these cams have pressed on lobes so they can actually spin. After replacing the camshaft and a bunch of while you're in there's, this guy fired right up, and it made it 1,000 miles home, where I of course proceeded to modify it with every single APR modification you can get for the Golf R, and we turned this thing into an absolute rocket. It made great power on the dyno, and it's all-wheel drive with launch control and an amazing transmission. It shifts on a dime and just rips. Now, after I made that video, this thing was in perfect condition. It was running and driving beautifully, but then the engine started making a funky noise and now it doesn't run. And honestly, I just haven't had a spare minute to look into it. So it could be something small, it could be something really big and really bad. So it's just sitting here, honestly, and I don't know, until I feel like pulling it in and diagnosing it. The shop has just been packed with cars and I couldn't have anything down in there. But soon, now that spring is kind of around the corner, it's like 10 degrees, but hopefully in the next month or so, I'll get back into the Golf R and hopefully get that thing running again. Outside of a secret car that's in front of me on the rack here that I won't be revealing for like a month or so, that's everything that's here at Legit Street Quarters, but there are a couple cars that were just here that left like in the last week or two, like my C6 Corvette Grand Sport. So that's a pretty fresh series. You guys know I bought that one with a couple of holes in the engine block. Again, sight unseen from the auction. I was hoping to get away with something. I did not get away with anything. That needed a complete engine rebuild. It also needed a sleeve and some machine work. So after getting that done, I did a better than factory stock rebuild. The idea there was to build this engine more precisely than GM in order to squeeze out every last bit of power. And so I measured everything. We filed rings, we shimmed the oil pump, and a lot of other things to make this just the absolute ultimate version of the stock engine, and it proved to have worked. After putting about 400 break-in miles on the Corvette with no issues at all, we took it to the dyno at Cannonball, and it put down 405 wheel horsepower and 418 foot-pounds of torque. The Grand Sport LS3 is rated at 433 cranks, so that is way higher than most of these dynoed at factory. And doing a bunch of research, they would usually come in around 390 wheels. So this had about 15 more wheel horsepower than it did, you know, right out of the box. And that's because I spent a lot of time making sure that the tolerances on the engine were much closer. GM was very loose with everything. Not loose as in like the clearances were large, just the tolerance between what was acceptable was massive and honestly kind of shocking. So that car did sell. It is gone now and in Texas, and it's sitting next to a really cool red Yanko edition 6th generation Camaro. So the owner's super cool guy, and now he has two of these red, beautiful GM cars sitting next to each other. It's pretty awesome. That was an amazing car. It only had like 14,000 miles, but that is gone. And so is our giveaway X5 Overland build. So I had a 2011 BMW 35D, so the diesel version of the X5. I bought this from a small dealership for only $3,000, and it had so many issues. It all started with a lack of boost, and I went down an insane rabbit hole of taking everything apart under the hood. There were so many while you're in there with hoses and gaskets, and I just did it all because this was a giveaway car. I just wanted to make it perfect. And after fixing the engine and getting it to boost, we of course tuned it. This thing was already deleted, and it just rips. Oh, we just lost traction. Oh my gosh. I then lifted it just a little bit and added some awesome wheels and of course the Nitto tires just to give it that overland off-roading look. And I installed a roof rack on the top and some M Sport fender flares on the sides. And after cleaning it up, the X5 diesel just turned out perfect. Now I did give that one away long ago, and the video is coming soon to Legit Street Cars too, but it was a father and son who flew out from Ohio to pick it up. We had a really fun time test driving this thing before they went on their 6-hour ride back home. So Legit Street Cars too, if you guys want to see the full surprise where I call him up and I pretend that, you know, he had some issue with customer service or something like that, and I try to trick him into thinking he didn't win, but he was smart, he knew. But anyway, Legit Street Cars too, if you guys want to see the full X5 surprise giveaway, it was awesome. Now this one doesn't really need much of a recap. I literally just came out with the video. This is my 2015 Ford Fiesta ST. I think I got like 1,000 messages at least about wanting to buy this car. Needless to say, this one is sold. I sold it for $8,500, and the person that bought it's gonna fly in and drive it home 13 hours. Cool little car. I'll drop the video down below, but we fixed this for not a lot of money and had kind of a strange issue. And it was a lot of fun, and I really do like it, but like I said, you can't keep them all. Since I'm updating you on all the cars, I gotta update you on something else that's a really good deal. Last episode, Avalon King did a 2 for $99 sale on their very complete DIY ceramic coating kit. But right now, they're gonna continue the 2 for $99. Normally, these are $70 each. So you're gonna save 40 bucks right there. But for the first 200 of you only, you're gonna get a totally free prep kit. This is normally $50, and it literally comes with everything you need to prep your car for ceramic coating. So you're gonna get your car wash shampoo, their prep spray, and a wash mitt and a clay mitt, all totally free. And if you guys haven't ceramic coated your car yet, this is a great time. We're coming up on spring. So after your car is washed and dried, you simply apply some to the applicator, wipe it on, wait 60 seconds, and wipe it off. You can coat a normal sized car in about an hour and a half, and one kit will cover every exterior surface, including the wheels, so brake dust doesn't stick to them. And look what it it does the faded black plastic trim. This actually bonds with the plastic and restores it. It's my favorite trim restoration product by far. Now what's cool is the ceramic coating will make the exterior surface of your car super hydrophobic, so water and dirt will bead right off, keeping your car cleaner for longer. And did I mention how easy it is to apply? You don't have to pay sometimes upwards of a couple $1,000s for a ceramic coating. You guys can do it yourself, and right now you got to take advantage of this deal. First 200 of you are going to get the prep kit. So I'll leave a link down below. This is not live anywhere else on their site. You have to use my custom link, and these will probably sell out, so act fast. All right, next up, we're at the original Legit Street Quarters, my house garage, and this is my 2015 Cadillac Escalade. I've had this for about 3 or maybe 4 years now. It is supercharged. It does awesome burnouts. And it also is pretty dirty, but it's got some gigantic brakes in the front. I have lowered this truck. It has a trailer brake controller. It's also got a bigger fuel system, and we tuned it over at Cetera, and it makes a ton of power. Look at that, 592 and almost 600 foot-pounds. Are you kidding? So the Escalade gets used for many different purposes. Sometimes it's a tow rig, sometimes it's a kid hauling rig because it seats 7. So we hang on to it because it's just straight up useful, and it's got about 120,000 miles on it. It's still running perfectly. The transmission's awesome, the engine's awesome, everything's great, so I'm keeping it. If you guys saw the Hummer and Sierra video, you know that we have a 3X Hummer EV. This is electric. It also has 4-wheel steer, and it rips 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. It's a pretty amazing SUV. This is also leased like the Sierra EV, so we'll have this for about 2 more years. Next up is my 2003 Cobra, the Terminator. This has definitely been a dream car of mine for a very, very long time. I've always fantasized about having one of these cars with this style wheel. So I installed these wheels and some big brakes in the front. See right there, I have them say Cobra too. And naturally I modified this guy as well, so an even smaller supercharger pulley, a cold air intake, some fuel system goodies, and it sounds like this. And it makes pretty good power as well. Oh, more power, 473, 508 foot-pounds. Wow. And I got this thing a little bit later last season, so I don't know if I'll keep the Cobra for the rest of my life, but I definitely want to enjoy it in 2026. Now, above the Cobra is my 1986 Buick Grand National. It does have the custom LSCGN license plates. That pretty much indicates that I'm keeping it. But this guy is just waiting to get out of hibernation. It's been on the rack for quite a few months now. I bought this one about 3 or 4 years ago, I think, and it was in a storage unit in Wisconsin. It hadn't ran in like 10 years. And after fiddling with it for about 8 hours in a parking lot, I was able to drive it home, although, you know, it had a lot of issues. We had to bring it back to Legit Street Quarters and fix pretty much everything. Like, I had to take this oil pan off and replace the rod bearings because it had a rod knock. A ton of work went to the Grand National. You should definitely watch the playlist. There are many videos on this, but more on the Grand National when the weather gets nicer. You guys are gonna see it on my Instagram and Facebook all the time because this is usually my go-to car for cruise nights and car shows and everything. It's just like one of my favorite overall cars. It's comfortable to drive, it looks amazing, it sounds amazing, it's kind of quick, and it's just nostalgic, and I love it. So GN here to stay, and yeah, we got some more stuff to do to this. Look at the exhaust it came with. She'll be back on the channel. We do have our little 50cc Chinese dirt bike that is my son's, although he is way too big for this, so we're gonna sell it. And my guys at Russo Power and Equipment, I always get my snow blowers and lawnmowers from there. This is my Turo, power, clean, power, propel. I had that memorized, totally. Anyway, I'm sure we have some more cars to update, so let's go find them and continue updating. Next update, I'll start off with the gauge cluster. What car am I in? All right, if you guys have been watching my channel, it's no secret. I'm in my E55 AMG station wagon. I'm driving this out to Naperville, Illinois for 2 reasons. One, to film the paint job on my Eclipse, and second, to film a promotion for Holly on my 68 Camaro over at Fluid Motor Union, and this is just gonna be my driver. So I try to cycle in a lot of these cars and actually drive them as often as I can. And it's actually nice and dry out today, so it's a wagon type of day. Just got to O'Hare Auto Body. You guys are gonna have to wait for the video on the Eclipse paint job, but it is unreal. But anyway, this is my 2005 E55 AMG wagon. I just washed it up, but a few years ago, we painted a lot on this car, not because of an accident, just because it had like 145,000 miles. So it got the E63 front bumper. I repainted the hood, the fenders, the lower side skirts are from the E63 as well. And then we did a crazy paint correction and ceramic coating. A lot of PPF went on the wagon, and I lowered it. I went with the CLS 63 wheels, which have just a phenomenal fitment on the E-Class. A little bit of spacer in the front, nothing in the back. And I just love this car. It seats 7. My kids love it. It's got the rear-facing jump seat. And a few years ago, my guys over at Modern Masters stopped by and we installed a Whipple supercharger. This is from VRP. And these cars do come factory supercharged, but this is a way better efficient supercharger. And it makes the car sound like this. And this guy absolutely rips. It is such a fun, big station wagon to drive, but it feels like a sedan. It's you know, it's got air suspension, so it's not like, you know, super nimble like a Ferrari or anything, but it handles well and it sounds good and the power is unreal. Definitely no plans on selling my E55 AMG wagon. This guy is here to stay. Next on the update is this. Do you guys have any idea which car this even is? If you're kind of new to the channel, you might not, or even if you've been around, you might not because it's so disassembled, but this is my Eclipse, guys. This is my 1995 or 96, I can never remember, Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX all-wheel drive turbo. And if you're wondering why you haven't seen it for a while, this might answer some of those questions. Yeah. This has turned into a very long-term project. I have been filming a video on it, but it's not to a point where I want to release it yet because we're kind of right in the middle of this, but obviously it's getting painted. And I love seeing it stripped down like this because I paid a lot of money for this car. I paid $8,500. It has 250,000 miles and the paint was baked off of it, but I bought it because it is a truly 100% rust-free example. This spent its entire life in Nevada and it is absolutely perfect, and we didn't find any signs of any accidents or anything like that. So we are going to the later Gen 2, second generation of the Gen 2 wing that everybody knows. So there have been some patches where the original wing used to go, and then this is where the antenna is. I think I'm just gonna have them fill that as well just to make it kind of smooth. But anyway, custom color, it's gonna be so good, but it obviously just takes a little bit of time. My next update is on my 1968 Camaro. It is roughly 5 degrees out and we do have the top down, but don't worry, I trailered it to Fluid Motor Union with OJ.
Well, this thing looks cold, Alex.
It is, it is. I wouldn't try driving it with the top down, but you probably don't want to drive it right now anyway because it is insanely loud. Listen to this. So, pretty much open headers right now, and it makes my ears bleed when I drive it, so.
Now, I think you were telling me you had something for this thing that we get to actually show off our install skills.
Flowmaster's a sponsor. They sent a whole kit, you know, for the first gen Camaro, but these kits, because they made convertibles and hardtops, they're slightly different. So some things need to be cut, welded, you know, or clamped. But knowing you, you'll probably want to do something with that.
Yeah, if you're bringing it here, I want it to be as easily removable as possible.
Yeah, that'd be great.
In the future,
yeah.
So.
Let me shut this off for you. Make it quietish again.
We'll come up with something that makes it pretty nice for you.
Right, I cannot wait to hear my Camaro again, so hopefully we'll be checking back in with OJ on that and we'll get a nice before and after. And just like that, OJ and the guys at Fluid finished up the exhaust. If you want to see the complete exhaust build, definitely check out the Fluid Motor Union YouTube channel. But after getting the exhaust done, it was time to throw it on the dyno.
That's pretty good.
232, that's not bad.
No,
or
like
223.
That's pretty good. I had a Hemi in here once, a big 426
Yeah.
Hemis. It made like 280 on my dyno.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
yeah.
Talk about heartbreaker.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's not bad. It might sound crazy, but that's really not bad at all. That's like no tuning and just like an old Chevy small block with like probably 8.
The advance isn't set up.
Yeah, nothing.
Fuel isn't learned yet. We didn't transfer the table yet.
Like what AFR was that?
It looked like it was in the 12s.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
I was just watching it, but
yeah.
I was more watching the RPM because that was what mattered. I wanted to make sure the tach lined up with what
yeah.
Obviously, I set the rev limit to 6 on this thing.
I think that's a good idea.
So, but that's the top of the power block.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we don't want to mess around. I'm good with 6. Look at that. Wow. It keeps going up. 7 horsepower each time.
Depending, just gets into its range, and then you'll see it fall off. I mean,
oh, okay.
I want more.
I didn't know if that was the Holly, like, doing a little tuning.
It probably is learning too, but.
Yeah. All right, 237. So on a dyno jet, that'd probably be like 280, 290. So at the crank, that's like probably a 325 horsepower engine, which is exactly what I would expect out of a 350 with pretty low compression, very mild cam. You know, decent heads, decent intake, but we got the reliability of Holly EFI. OJ, what is like an LS1 F-body, like a stock 320 horsepower crank F-body do?
You're talking somewhere in the 250, 240 range, just depending on what they got. Nobody comes in here stock, so it's hard to say, but
yeah.
I did have a more or less stock C6 LS2 that put down 290 stock. Well, actually, that had an exhaust, but
right.
290
yeah.
rear wheel horsepower on a later model.
That's a 400 crank horsepower car, so
and
yeah.
This is dead on. It's dead on for where it should be.
3 1/4.
Although my numbers read low.
Yeah,
that's
everybody
where
knows
this car should be.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty decent.
All right.
You definitely tell though. You're dropping off power after 4,800.
Yeah.
Needs to breathe a little bit better. It's probably that intake manifold, if anything. But
yeah.
You've got enough headers. You probably got the heads. If anything, it's the intake manifold.
Okay.
But if you wanted to pick some more up there at the top end.
I don't care. I don't care.
It sounded pretty good.
It sounds cool. It looks cool. This is just a cruiser. It didn't blow up. Everything seems to be running great. So I'm more than happy. Yeah. I got some lights out, but who cares? Listen to this thing. Oh. That is perfect. Woo. Yes. I love it, OJ. I love it.
Came out pretty good, I'd say.
That's what I remember as a kid going to cruise nights. That sound. I don't know. I like it.
It's dead on.
Before and after. That is so loud. That is the before. Next for the video update is not this, but that's cool. I like one of those. It's my ML55, look at that. So we're over at Fluid Motor Union, deep into the parking lot. And if you guys watched my last Jeep off-road video, you know that this thing broke pretty bad. The oil pan has a gigantic hole in it. Oh yeah, this thing is done. Oh no, look at that. And so there was a big hole in the oil pan, but there isn't anymore. It's kind of hard to see, but we have a new used oil pan on the ML and a differential as well and axles. Craig over at Modern Masters was parting out his ML55, so we were able to get the diff and axles from him and eBay for the oil pan, and she's back together. But yeah, this engine was not sounding the best, but I thought it was all upper, like lifters just didn't have any oil. But let's hear it now. Oh, okay. Bye. The exhaust is still broken off of it. That happened during the trip as well. But more importantly, listen to the M113 engine. It is absolutely perfect. So once OJ did the oil pan and got some oil in it, it just fixed itself because these engines are bulletproof. But what we learned was that where it broke on the oil pan, well, what we knew was that it was the upper oil pan. So the sump, the lower oil pan still had oil. So although it was definitely low on oil, it didn't completely run out. And so the bottom end is totally fine. OJ pulled a bearing and it looked good. So the ML's back to break another day. So no plans on getting rid of the ML. We basically just use it once or twice a year on off-road trips. We literally break it every single time, and then it sits for about 11 months. And then about a month before the trip, we fix it again. And this time we're early, except for the exhaust. We just got to fix that up, but it's at Fluid, so that's no problem. Then it'll be back again for another off-road trip with the turbo Jeep, and who knows what else I have and whenever we go on our next trip. This thing was 3,800 bucks. We lifted it on the cheap, and everything we've done has been like kind of custom, and you know, we can beat it up, paint can flake off, we can scratch the living crap out of it, and it doesn't matter, guys. Just kind of leave it dirty and it's just an off-road rig. That is the way to off-road, by the way, people. I don't understand when you see like a $60,000 Rubicon out there and they're going in the trails and scratching it all up. That's not fun. I would be so nervous. This thing, we can literally just ram it into whatever, run over boulders, smash out the oil pan, run it out of oil, destroy the differential, and it doesn't matter. Next up, we're at Lake Garage. Let's get these octagons on. Bam! Look at that. Not a ton of new stuff going on at Lake Garage just because of the winter time. And so the lineup has pretty much been the same for a while. I did hang a little gift from my buddy Arnie over at Cannonball Garage. That is pretty neat. We got the old Trans Am license plate 1K HP. Little Traxxas car had an accident. We broke some stuff in the front. But other than that, we have our 800 wheel horsepower C63 AMG that sounds like this. And so this does get driven every so often. It is an absolute blast. And this car is in such nice condition. Look at the interior. This has the special Designo interior. I did not do the steering wheel. I'm not a big fan of the lights up on top, so maybe one day I'll change that. Just been keeping this guy nice and clean in Lake Garage. It's the first one you see when you walk out into the garage from the house. Sitting next to the C63 is my 650-ish wheel horsepower Nissan GTR. I don't really remember exactly the power, but here's a dyno clip. And we have 660 foot-pounds of torque. I think this thing sounds so good with its complete custom exhaust from my guys over at Fluid Motor Union. We have the custom 3-piece Forge Line wheels as well. The tuning twins tune this thing to perfection. It is flex fuel and an insane interior. I was never able to get that out of the new seats. Hopefully one day with a steamer I can work on it. That's the only annoying part of the inside. But we have our custom steering wheel. And I showed this in the last GTR video, but we replaced both of the screens, so they're much more modern now. But overall, just a beautiful car. This was completely repainted by my friends at O'Hare Auto Body. It wasn't an accident car or anything, but it just had little rock chips and stuff everywhere, and this is a keeper for life. So we stripped it all the way down, painted it. It is PPF'd. It is just beautiful. I mean, this probably has the nicest paint out of any car that I've ever owned. Next to the GTR is not a car at all. It's my pickup truck, my 2002 SVT Lightning in beautiful, true blue metallic. Although it's pretty dirty because this is a lake truck. This guy goes back and forth from the gas station back here with fuel for the boat, mostly in this gigantic thing here. So my little lake does not have a gas station on it, so I literally have to run and get gas for the boat all the time. And this also picks up whatever we're working on in the backyard. What do we got back here now? Some wheels for the trailer dolly and a screen that I've had forever that I need to get fixed for my mom. But if you guys followed the Lightning series, I've had this one for, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years at this point. I did rebuild the entire engine and I beefed it up like crazy, so it's forged everything, ARP studs everywhere, and under the hood it has a 2.3 liter TVS supercharger, and this sounds pretty darn well. Here she is on the dyno. And also, now that I think about it, the Lightning and the Nissan GTR were on an airstrip last year racing. So here's what they sound running really, really fast. Legally, you know, on an airstrip where it's safe. Needless to say, both the GTR and the Lightning run perfectly. All the cars here are just hop in and go. There's no issues with them. I do want to do a little tuning on the C63 with a larger fuel system, but these two right here, these were chosen to race the guys over at Hamilton Collection. They're like, hey, which two cars right now you could just turn the key and race? And I'm like, well, these two. So we brought them and they won both races, which was pretty cool. Okay, well, I say that every car at Lake Garage is just ready to turn the key and go, and I haven't been here in a couple weeks. So yeah, we have that. That's nice. What do we got? Trans fluid. All right, my 1981 DeLorean is leaking trans fluid. Before I knew that, this one was definitely turn key and go with ice cold AC and everything. I'll have to fix the trans leak, but this is one of my prized possession vehicles. This is a very early, I think it was like roughly number 650 of the roughly 8,000 DeLoreans that were ever made. It has a lot of really cool early features like the gas flap door. on the hood. So the Back to the Future cars and most of the DeLoreans that you'll see do not have that, and they don't have these little grooves in the hood. They went to a totally flat hood. So the earlier cars have that. The earlier cars also have darker gray wheels. And probably one of the coolest things on this car, oddly enough, is the original DMC windshield. And the earlier ones had the radio antenna right in the windshield, and they got rid of that as well too. It was just too expensive for mass production. So this is a very early VIN car, and I have fully restored this thing. We dug it out of a barn in North Dakota. I mean, the wheels were locked. It had been sitting since 1991. And then I spent the next 3 or 4 months of my life literally restoring every single part of this car that I could get my hands on. It didn't run. I mean, we did the entire fuel system. We did all sorts of stuff under the hood. The stainless steel was regrained. I did the interior. I mean, it was just a lot of work. But totally worth it. This is an absolute beauty to drive. Okay, well, I found something else. This thing keeps popping out. I gotta fix that. It's a DeLorean, it's always got something, right? We got the hoverboard though, and the mini DeLorean in the back. And I am never getting rid of this. Yeah, I'm gonna forever own a DeLorean, this DeLorean right here. I love it. It's the slowest car I own, I think, but one of the most fun to drive. I only listen to the Back to the Future songs when I'm inside of it because that's my favorite movie trilogy. But DeLorean, definitely here to stay. And yeah, we'll have to fix a trans leak at some point. Now, what's pretty cool is the DeLorean is so low that it fits underneath the built-ins. Oh, and I got that cool thing from a subscriber. They mailed it to me, thank you. But because it's so small, I can fit some other stuff here, like Green Ray, our little go-kart, which, yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of at some point. I think the kids have outgrown this guy, so we might move on to an ATV possibly. This guy's been a lifesaver. My friends over at Russo Power and Equipment hooked me up with this Toro. This is a single stage, but it's self-propelled, which is pretty neat. And it's got like a cool little joystick for the chute. I love that. It's like playing a video game. Anyway, this garage is 40 by 21 and I've squeezed quite a few things in it, but it works very well. I can still walk around in here, and we still have a full, beautiful toolbox from my friends at Harbor Freight. So this is of course their top of the line Icon loaded up with all of their awesome Icon tools. And I got the side locker as well. Big fan. And then we even got a fridge in here and our own water, our little general tool cart. It's a beautiful home setup. So I keep this garage really clean. The epoxy floors are really nice. And I don't do a ton of mechanical work in here, but we do have a little Benpack mini lift over there. So I have had to work on a few cars here, and I have all the tools and everything. So yeah, it's kind of dual purpose in that sense. Oh, and check it out. One of my subscribers sent me this as well. So you can just hang like a keychain for one of your AMG cars, which happen to be, you know, right here. Outside at Lake Garage, I drove my Sierra EV, but here's more gasoline powered stuff with a turbo. My 2004 Jeep Wrangler that, you know, I turbocharged, and that sounds like this. So my Jeep does sit outside. It's okay, it's a Wrangler, it can do that, but we did do a pretty cool turbo kit on here, which utilized some parts from a twin turbo V12 Mercedes, like the intercooler. We did a big heat exchanger. This has 0304 Cobra fuel injectors, a Hellcat fuel pump, and of course we did the Nitto Trail Grappler tires, some awesome wheels from my friends over at Fitment Industries, added a bunch of lights and cool stuff, and this thing on the trails is unstoppable. I had a blast at the Badlands in Indiana with this, just going all over the place, getting kind of stuck and then getting out. This Jeep has lockers, so it functions very well on the trails, but it's not too lifted. It's not like unmanageable. You can still drive it everywhere, and it just sounds so good with the turbo. So definitely keeping the Jeep. No plans on getting rid of that. This is my contractor friend's Jeep, so he's just working on the basement right now. But here she is, the official Lake Garage lineup, and I was trying to keep the doors closed because I discovered that the heater does work for the garage, but I had to open this up for you guys, and I cannot wait for spring and summer so I could take these guys back out. I love having this heater. It had a problem with the Pilot, so I fixed that, and now I have a heated home garage. It's actually really nice to come out here like in my slippers if I need a tool or something, or if I just, you know, want to sit in one of the cars. Not that I would ever do that and dream of, like, you know, the spring and summer and cruising down a nice country road by the lake house. I don't do that at all. That would be super weird. But anyway, that's everything at Lake Garage. Let's continue on. Let's look at some more cars because there's still quite a few. Next in the fleet update is something that's not in my fleet at all, but it's new to the Max fleet. It is. He just bought a brand new Traverse. Is this 26?
26, yep.
Wow, and it's a Z71. which means it is taller, right?
The ride height is an inch taller than the base model Traverse.
And look at this, it comes with some really meaty tires, some awesome looking rims, and they redesigned this, I think, what, 2 years ago, right?
2024, I
Yeah.
think was the facelift.
24?
And then that's the first year of the Z71.
But like, this thing just looks mean, guys. You guys drove something else too, right? A Kia or a Hyundai?
Oh, we test drove Kia Telluride.
No good?
Nah.
No. We're going all GM here, all right? LegitStreetCars. So I still have the Hummer here at the moment. But yeah, this thing is awesome. Red tow hooks. We just got done ceramic coating the entire car. It's only got 100 miles on it. He literally just bought it. And we undercoated underneath. And it is absolutely perfect. Oh my gosh. I love the exhaust on these newer GMs. They look so good. And this has kind of the blackout package. This is neat. So this has black chrome, like real black chrome right there. That is so, so tough. So this is technically the new daily driver for the wife, right?
This is my wife's new daily driver.
Okay.
Replaced her 2013 Traverse.
Right. Maybe Max will just kind of steal this thing every so often because it's really nice.
We could just wrap my car black.
That's right.
She's not gonna know.
She won't know. Max has an Equinox. We can just wrap it. Same thing. Dude, this is metallic. What do they call it? Paint?
It is mosaic black metallic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he sent me pictures of this at the dealer yesterday. And I didn't know it was that. That is really cool. Look at this interior, guys. This is crazy. So we just showed off Arnie's RST Silverado EV, and it's got basically the same exact screen layout. It blends seamlessly. I love this. Look at that, 103 miles. So, so cool. And it gets the Z71 right there with the red stitching. Pano roof. Look at this. This is so cool. I love this. That is so nice with the red accents inside. It's got off-road stuff. Look at that. I mean, you got to know your pitch and roll, you know? Most Traverse people need to know their pitch and roll. Like, how do you even drive without that? All these different modes, too. This is so cool.
Ugh.
Yeah,
normal.
wait, go to sport.
Gross.
We must, yes. This says a dual clutch, right?
Yes, dual clutch.
It's a 2.5 four-cylinder turbo. That's the only option now. They don't even offer a V6 anymore?
Nope.
Oh! It's got some pep, though.
Once it gets in a second, it really starts.
Yeah.
Really starts moving.
They definitely have like torque management going on in first gear. Are you in front wheel drive mode?
Oh, I am. I'm in two-wheel drive mode.
Oh.
I do not have it in all-wheel drive.
Check it out. You can switch from two wheel, which is front wheel on this, to all wheel. Look at that. Bam. So that's kind of unique. Like it's normally you would be switching it from rear wheel to all wheel, but this is front wheel drive. You know, the base model is front wheel drive. So you can switch it from front to all wheel, probably get a few more MPGs and front wheel. Well, congrats, Max. And Max's wife.
And mostly Mrs. Max.
Yes, Mrs. Max, yes. All right, so we kind of sort of have a Traverse in the LSC fleet. Does it get an LSC sticker? Maybe. If it gets a sticker, we'll add it. It'll be like, if I don't know how many cars I have. If I have 27, it'll be 27 and a quarter. If it's got a sticker. You know? It's time for rapid fire session of some other cars, okay? The only other car that I own right now that you haven't seen in this video is my 2005 CL65 AMG. It's a twin turbo V12 car that I had a bunch of issues with. Last was, it wouldn't make any power basically at wide open throttle. Super long story short. That car is at Ben's house right now. They are storing it for me and they're gonna let me work on it as soon as we get some parts in. I have some ideas to try and fix that issue, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Other than that, if you haven't seen the car in this video, I don't own it. So my 15-passenger Chevy Express van, that had the LSC Express license plates. I actually sold that to my good friend Arnie over at Cannonball Garage. He loves vans and it is getting painted at Mako right now. So that is gonna come out in a video maybe on the second channel, or if you follow Arnie's Antics on Instagram, he posts some stuff up on that. So Arnie bought the van. I think I sold that to him for $16,500, which it had like $30,000 in mods, so a pretty good deal. And then I also sold him my 2000 Cadillac DTS. So Arnie owns a niche car dealership now. It's called 5252 Motors. I'll drop a link down below. He really wanted the DTS to sell on his site because his site is all about like 80s, 90s, 2000s cool cars. So it's definitely all the stuff I'm into. So he owns the DTS, but it is for sale. So I'll leave you guys a link to that. All right, now I'm literally scrolling through my own videos. I still have the boat, my Tri-Tune boat that I bought for the lake house that is in storage. Oh, here we go. My 4-cylinder Saturn Ion. I sold that one. I forget how much. I think about like $5,500. That thing screamed like a little mini baby Hellcat. Super cool car, but I did sell that one. It is gone. We have the twin turbo V8 Cayenne that had that engine that made some horrible noises.
That's pretty loud.
I actually have a funny experimental video that I filmed a long time ago that's going on the second channel where we try to make that noise go away with mixing special concoctions. But I did sell that. I actually sold it to HIDprojectors.com, the guys that make my custom LSC headlights. He wanted, it was a really cheap car. I forget what I sold it to him for, but he wanted to develop headlights for it. And then he wanted to see how long it would go, basically knocking and piston slapping away. So I think he's still driving it. It's been many, many months, but that is gone. The red 1980 G-Wagon, that was never mine. That was owned by a friend of mine, but I fixed that one up and he sold it. I don't know exactly how much, but it's gone. Then we had the Dodge Caravan that I gave away to a kid named Alan who has special needs. It's a wheelchair van and they're still using it. They've gone on some vacations. They went to, I think it was Florida or something with the van for a wedding. So it's been really nice helping out the family. For a hot second, I had a 1999 F350 Power Stroke that I bought from Tavarish, and I tried to drive it home from Florida to Chicago and it broke down on me. It was freezing cold, it was horrible. But I left that in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Holly kind of stored it for me and I had it fixed out there. It needed, I think, an injection pump or something. And then someone bought it from Bowling Green, so I never saw it again. I never really wanted that. I had only taken it in on a partial trade for this Lamborghini kit car thingy that I had bought from Freddie and that he wanted back. So anyway, F350 I had for like 3 days and it's gone. Gosh, I don't know if I updated you guys on this one, but I sold my McLaren long ago at this point. That is gone. And ironically, it's back at Cannonball Garage right now. I think the person who owns it lives in Maryland, I believe, and Cannonball is so good with McLarens, he had it shipped all the way back in like a year after I sold it to him, just for like maintenance and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, I had a $500 Nissan Pathfinder that I bought at Copart. I fixed that all up and I gave that one away as well. That was to a younger kid, needed a good first car. So OJ hooked me up with him and I gave that one away. So the Nissan Pathfinder's gone. Let's see, I had a red 2010 Camaro SS that I rebuilt the entire manual trans on and a bunch of other stuff. We called that the Eco Vet. We brought it to Indiana Muscle to get tuned so that it would get better mileage, and I think it got in the 30-something mile per gallon range, something like that. So the Eco Vet is gone. That LS swapped Lamborghini thing that I bought from Freddie, it's back. I mean, it's never left. It's still there. I didn't want that. We did a trade deal, so that's gone. Freddie wanted to keep that. He wants to put a Lamborghini engine in it. I don't know. Oh, this one I missed. My 1992 Cutlass Supreme, the teal one. I even had LSC like written in by hand as a pinstripe. I did sell that. I think I got $8,500. That was a manual trans, dual overhead cam, 3400. Amazing, amazing car. But I just don't have any room, people. I don't have any room. And then I don't remember if I updated this in the last video, but I sold my white Hellcat, the one that I drove home from Salt Lake City, Utah, that had been lived in for like 3 years. Modified that one. I did sell that. I think I got 40 grand for that guy, so not too bad. I don't know, I think that's it. I might have updated the rest of these in my last update video, which at this point had to have been like a year ago. So if there are any cars that I missed and that you're curious about, definitely check out the playlists on my channel, because if you just go to the last video, I usually explain what I did. Oh, and some of you guys still comment about my space van. I did put out a video like a couple of years ago on the $2 million concept space van of me literally selling it back to the CEO, but people still ask about that one. The space van I sold back to the CEO. I think I got like $3,500 or something for it. So that is gone. But if you have any questions, I'll try to comment back to every single one of you. Just ask away in the comment section on anything LSC related, or really anything else that's fun and exciting. Like I like talking about food and nostalgia and stuff like that. But anyway, I hope this update video brought some of you new subscribers more up to date with what happens here at LegitStreetCars, and some of you guys that have been around for a while that maybe haven't seen some of these cars. Now you have some closure. You know, I'd like to keep them all, but I can't. So one day though, I will be able to keep way more cars because I am actively looking for a new shop. I want to get like a 10,000 square foot shop. This is 3,000 square feet. And I've been looking for like 2 straight years. I look every single day of my life and I can't find anything that's affordable or near my house. Everybody says I should move. I can't move, guys. I got a family and all that. But anyway, getting off on a tangent. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Share the video with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I cannot wait to show you the next video coming up this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. Central, as always. So most importantly, have a fantastic day, and I'll see each and every one of you in the next video. Not a whole lot going on here that's new that you haven't seen if you stayed. I did hang this. This is from. I did hang this, Arnie. I did hang a little gift. Battery's dead. Because that's my favorite. Yeah. So if you guys ever buy one of my cars. It was at Mako in Waukegan at the same time as the Sierra. Let's see. It was at Mako Waukegan at the same time as the Sierra. It was at Mako Waukegan at the same time as the Sierra. I picked a win. Let's see. Lots of people. Let's see. We had. Is this open?
No. Did you want me to do it from here or from the app?
Oh, whatever opens this thing quicker.